Kipchumba Murkomen now says those criticizing Ruto's regime are extremely unfair to the government, and he says in 2 years the economy of the country has really changed in the positive manner, and the inflation rate has reduced by a great margin as compared to 17 years ago. Now, Kipchumba Murkomen is so angry as to why Kenyans are comparing President William Samoei Ruto with Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, but not comparing him to Mwai Kibaki, not comparing him to Uhuru Kenyatta or even Jomo Kenyatta. That is the problem that Murkomen has with you Kenyans, saying that the president has done a tremendous job in 2 years. Let us listen to him.
Mimi nataka kusema hivi, and I have seen many people criticizing the president, and sometimes the criticism that is leveled against the President William Ruto is extremely unfair, being caricatured and insulted. And especially if you look at what the president has done in 2 years. 2 years is not comparable with his predecessors in their 2 years in office. Mheshimiwa Rais kwa miaka 2 amebadilisha uchumi ya Kenya ambayo ilikuwa inaenda kusoroteka, na mpaka saa hizi tuko inflation imeshuka chini, will be the high, yani the lowest we have had in almost 17 years. And he's being criticized. And sometimes I want to say this as I am in Kericho here. I find it unfair that many people, especially the church, the media, and our critics, are criticizing President William Ruto, not based on the facts, on the things we are doing, but it's a criticism that is laced with tribalism. I find it unfair that President William Ruto is not being compared with President Uhuru Kenyatta, is not being compared with President Mwai Kibaki, is not even being compared with President Jomo Kenyatta. Because of the disease and mentality of tribalism, every critic of William Ruto is comparing him with Daniel Arap Moi, as if there was only one president before him. It is unfair to find fault on the president based on where he comes from or comparing with a president who came from this community before. Let's criticize him for the facts as they are. Compare President William Ruto with his predecessor the first 2 years. Compare President Ruto with President Mwai Kibaki the first 2 years. In 2003, 2004, everybody was crying that President Kibaki amemaliza uchumi, amefanya nini, amefanya. By 2007, if it was not for post-election violence, President Kibaki was being celebrated for turning around the economy. And that's why we want to say here confidently that we have confidence in President William Samoei Ruto. If we give him the necessary time and criticize him fairly, we are going to get proper results for our country. And there is no other country. This is our country. Let us not lace our criticism with tribalism. Let us focus on criticism that are based on the facts and the issues at hand, so that we can be able to find fairly what we want to tell the president to do.
President William Samoei Ruto now says that tribalism will not be part of our DNA as a nation. But my question is very simple. Look at the CEOs in the parastatals. Most of them are from the same ethnic community with the president. Therefore, who is promoting tribalism other than President Ruto himself? And he says there are leaders who are not happy with the idea of a broad-based government. I'll really support those leaders because this is the dissolving the opposition, taking the opposition and putting them in the same bed with the government. Who will be doing the checks and balances whenever the government goes into excesses? Whom does the common mwananchi has to actually present their interest whenever the government tend to forget about the common mwananchi? Even if I ask this question, what is even the essence of voting if automatically then the people who lose in elections are welcomed on board into the government? What's your thought? Give us your comment in the comment section below if you're watching from our Facebook or YouTube channel. Let us listen in to what President William Samoei Ruto got to say about this.
Let me also assure the people of this great country that we are going to work together. we have made a solemn commitment that tribalism is not going to be part of our DNA. We must get rid of it. I know there are leaders who are unhappy that we have an expanded government. We have a government that brings everybody on board. Let me just tell them, this country belongs to all of us. There is no special Kenya. There is no special place. There is no special group of people. We are all one people, the people of Kenya. And it is our duty to work together. Hakuna haja ya kukasirika ati kwa sababu unataka watu wengine wakue nje miaka yote. You know? Tufanye kazi kwa pamoja. Hii Kenya inatutosha. This country is big enough for all of us. We must not exclude others. It is not necessary. Let us include everybody. Working together, we can build the synergy, we can build the momentum to create that which is enough for every Kenyan, from every community, and from every region, and from every county. On that, I am solid rock. I'm not moving an inch.
Ali Hassan Joho, the former Mombasa governor and now the CS for the blue economy and mining, who in the recent past has been seen to be vehemently supporting the president, whom back then he criticized and never imagined that they would work together, and now says that he's come to learn that Kenya is so rich in minerals. Therefore, my question is, why can't the president, through his persuasiveness, bring industries that will process these minerals and use them for key projects in our nation, other than making the government to tax the mwananchi so heavily?
In Kilifi here, we have witnessed, after the air geological, physical, geophysical survey was done, there were many occurrences, but we are aware that there's huge deposits of manganese, lead, and obviously almost 40 or 50% of the salt that is consumed in the country comes from Kilifi, Your Excellency. There is also, you know, Your Excellency, you appointed me as CS for mining. I'm learning a new mineral every day. So there's a mineral called phonolite that has tremendous potential here.
We are only left with 1 year to do development, because as it is openly for anybody who can see, for us there is no development, because we are supposed to be feeling it in our pockets. So when you say that the economy has been better, when you say that the president has done great development than other presidents, I mean, you are just lying, because you don't need to tell us, but we need to see. We need to feel that the economy is taking shape, is taking the right direction. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the Unscripted Talk. So what's your thought about all these that Murkomen is saying, Joho is saying, and also the president himself is saying? Give us your comment in the comment section below. Now, if you're watching from our YouTube channel and you love content of this nature, kindly subscribe and press notification button, so anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. If you're watching from our Facebook page, kindly follow us for regular updates. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, DURB Radio ndio mpango mzima.